Once upon a time in a small village nestled in the heart of a lush, green valley, there lived a young man named Koji. Koji was known throughout the village for his fiery temper and his tendency to react impulsively to the troubles and challenges that life threw his way. Whenever something didn't go his way, he would become agitated, shouting and blaming others for his misfortunes. His outbursts often left a trail of broken relationships and strained friendships in their wake. One day, as Koji was walking through the village, he overheard a group of villagers talking about a wise old monk who lived atop a nearby mountain. They spoke of the monk's incredible wisdom and his ability to help people find inner peace and deal with their troubles. Intrigued by the stories, Koji decided to make the arduous journey up the mountain to seek the monk's guidance. After a long and challenging ascent, Koji finally reached the humble abode of the old monk. He was welcomed with a warm smile and a cup of tea. Koji explained the reason for his visit, sharing the struggles he faced due to his short temper and impulsive reactions. The monk listened attentively, nodding slowly as he sipped his tea. "Ah, young Koji," the monk said kindly, "I believe I have a solution for you, but it will require your patience and dedication. I will teach you how to deal with your troubles in the way of Zen." Koji eagerly agreed, ready to learn whatever the monk had to offer. The monk handed him a small wooden bowl and a bag of pebbles. "Take these pebbles," the monk instructed, "and place one in the bowl every time you face a situation that angers or troubles you. When you come back to see me, we will discuss each of these instances and work on your reactions." Koji was initially perplexed but agreed to the monk's instructions. He descended the mountain with the bowl of pebbles and began his journey back to the village. It wasn't long before he encountered his first challenge. A fellow villager accidentally bumped into him, spilling some water on Koji's clothes. His instinct was to yell and berate the person, but then he remembered the monk's advice. Instead, he placed a pebble in the bowl and walked away, taking a deep breath to calm himself. As days turned into weeks, Koji faced many trials and tribulations. He dealt with rude customers at his small shop, encountered disagreements with friends, and experienced minor setbacks in his daily life. Each time, he remembered to place a pebble in the bowl rather than reacting impulsively. Over time, he found himself becoming more aware of his emotions and better able to control his temper. Eventually, the day arrived when Koji felt that he had filled the bowl with enough pebbles to return to the monk. He made the journey back up the mountain, eager to discuss his progress and find a solution to his temperamental nature. When he reached the monk's dwelling, he placed the bowl of pebbles on the ground and sat before the wise old man. The monk looked at Koji and asked, "Have you come to discuss each of these troubles and your reactions to them?" Koji nodded, and they began to talk through each instance one by one. As they did so, Koji realized that many of the situations that had once angered him seemed trivial now. He had gained perspective and learned that his reactions had often exacerbated the problems, making them seem much larger than they actually were. With the monk's guidance, he found healthier ways to address his concerns and conflicts. The monk shared stories and parables from Zen philosophy, illustrating the importance of mindfulness and inner peace. He explained that life would always present challenges, but the key was to face them with a calm and clear mind. Koji listened intently, absorbing the wisdom of the old monk. As the months passed, Koji continued to visit the monk regularly. He no longer needed the wooden bowl and pebbles, for he had developed a deep sense of self-awareness and self-control. His fiery temper had mellowed, and he had become a beloved member of the village, known for his patience and wisdom. One day, while sitting with the monk under the shade of a cherry blossom tree, Koji asked, "How did these simple pebbles and your guidance help me deal with my troubles and find inner peace?" The monk smiled and replied, "The pebbles were a tool, a reminder to pause and reflect before reacting. They helped you break the cycle of impulsivity. But the true transformation happened within you. You learned to observe your emotions without judgment, to understand that anger and frustration are natural, but how you respond is within your control. Through mindfulness and self-awareness, you found the strength to respond to life's challenges with wisdom and equanimity." Koji bowed his head in gratitude, realizing that the journey he had embarked upon had not only changed his life but had also brought harmony to his relationships and his village. He had learned the art of dealing with troubles in the way of Zen, and he was forever grateful to the wise old monk who had shown him the path. From that day forward, Koji became known as a source of guidance and wisdom in the village. He shared the teachings of the monk with others, helping them find their own paths to inner peace. And in doing so, the village itself became a more peaceful and harmonious place, a testament to the power of patience, self-reflection, and the wisdom of the Zen way. One day, a young woman named May approached Koji with a heavy heart. She had been struggling with a difficult decision, torn between two paths in life. Tears welled up in her eyes as she poured out her worries and fears to Koji. Koji listened attentively, his face reflecting deep empathy for May's predicament. When she had finished speaking, he smiled gently and said, "May, I can offer you guidance, but remember that the answers you seek are within you. Take some time to find stillness within yourself, just as I did with the monk. Reflect on your choices and their consequences. Your heart will reveal the way." Grateful for his advice, May left to contemplate her decision. In the following weeks, she followed Koji's counsel and spent time in quiet reflection. Through the process, she found clarity and made a choice that felt true to her heart. May returned to Koji to share her decision and express her gratitude. She marveled at how he had helped her find her own answers. Koji smiled and said, "May, the path to inner peace and wisdom is a journey each of us must undertake on our own. I'm glad I could be a guide along the way, but remember that your strength lies within." As the years continued to pass, Koji's hair turned silver, and his face bore the marks of time's passage. He continued to share the wisdom he had gained from the old monk and from his own experiences. He watched as the village thrived in harmony, its people living with greater understanding and compassion. One bright spring morning, Koji hiked up the mountain to visit the monk once more. The monk had grown even older, his back slightly hunched, and his steps slower. They sat together, sharing stories and laughter, and Koji expressed his gratitude for the transformative journey he had undertaken. The monk smiled at Koji and said, "You, my dear friend, have learned the most valuable lesson of all, the art of dealing with your troubles and finding inner peace. But remember, it is a lifelong practice, a constant journey. Continue to share your wisdom with others, and your own path will remain illuminated." Koji bowed deeply to the monk, tears in his eyes, for he knew that the time had come for them to part ways. With a final embrace, he descended the mountain, his heart filled with gratitude and a deep sense of contentment. Back in the village, Koji continued to be a source of wisdom and inspiration, guiding the villagers through their own trials and tribulations. He knew that the true essence of dealing with troubles lay in understanding that life's challenges were an integral part of the human experience and that finding peace within oneself was a lifelong journey. And so, the village continued to flourish, its people living with a sense of inner calm and resilience, thanks to the teachings of Koji and the monk. The story of how to deal with troubles in the way of Zen became a cherished tale, passed down through generations as a reminder of the power of patience, self-awareness, and the wisdom of the heart. And in the end, Koji's own journey served as a testament to the enduring truth that, no matter how turbulent life may be, the path to inner peace is always within reach for those willing to embark upon it with an open heart and a mindful spirit.